Hey everyone, welcome to Al Toque by Fútbol de Primera. Nico here, alongside Carlos, and we're bringing you the biggest stories in football right now. Stay with us. Let's get into it.
Cristiano Ronaldo is champion in Saudi Arabia. Sir! At 41 years old, it's inevitable to not get motivated at what Cristiano is accomplishing. El Bicho conquered the Saudi Pro League, and on this last stretch versus Damac, where pressure was high because their counterpart Al Hilal were this close to catching up, Cristiano contributed with a brace in what ended up being a score of 4-1. And with that brace, he reached the astronomical amount of 973 goals. Insane. And if that was not enough, he was seen crying at the end of the match. A guy who has won everything and anything there is to win, who is a multi-millionaire, crying at the end of winning the Saudi Pro League, which we can only conclude speaks of his character. He's a guy who is not satisfied with winning and who still at 41 years of age has the desire and the crave of competing of any youngster. Mr. Champion. And now onto the next challenge, the World Cup with Portugal. Will we see Cristiano lifting the trophy? Neymar Jr. injured again. Here we go. Reading Neymar and injury in the same sentence right before a World Cup is giving us the type of PTSD that cannot be fixed with therapy. And I know that all of my Brazilians are feeling like their heart cannot take it anymore. But hey, okay, breathe with me. It's only a tiny 2mm edema on his calf, which will keep him out for 5 to 10 days, and he'll probably miss 1 or 2 games with his club. That's it. The World Cup is not at risk. Medical planning have him joining with Ancelotti with the national team's camp next week. But what is true, and we have to say it, is that at 34, the body doesn't give you any freebies anymore. Any stumble, any knock is gonna fill us up with lots of anxiety. That suffering is guaranteed. But a World Cup with a healthy Neymar, now that's a completely different movie. So let's not rush him, let's protect him, and let's pray to whatever we believe in that he makes it there in one piece. Por favor, Brazil!
Julian Nagelsmann's World Cup squad makes one thing very clear. Germany is not coming to mess around. And 3 names basically explain the whole plan. You've got the pure present and future football with Jamal Musiala and Florian Wirtz. Watching these 2 play is an experience. That freshness, that creativity, the ability to just break any tactical scripts in the final third, it's something else. Then there's Manuel Neuer in goal, the eternal guardian. Yeah, he feels like old school at this point, but the authority and composure he brings to this team is simply not something you can buy in the market. His return surprised a lot of people, especially after he had announced his international retirement. It's the perfect mix, the disruptive energy of youth plus the hard-won wisdom of a World Cup winner. If Nagelsmann gets them all clicking together, Germany is going to be seriously scary. They're in Group E with Curaçao, Ivory Coast, and Ecuador. How far do you think they'll go? Casemiro to Inter Miami, the missing piece for Messi's team? The bomb Fabrizio Romano dropped confirms that Inter Miami is still absolutely obsessed with stacking elite quality even in the new chapter of the club. Casemiro, former Real Madrid and Manchester United player, brings exactly what you want: strength, versatility, and experience at the highest level. The Herons need a leader in the midfield with real presence to partner Rodrigo de Paul, and the Brazilian fits perfectly. This isn't some nostalgic Barca reunion. This is straight up crossover. The engine behind Real Madrid's 3 consecutive Champions Leagues arriving to hold together the midfield that was way too exposed. Sure, he's not at his European physical peak anymore, but reading of the game, the positioning, the composure in big moments, that's a massive upgrade for Inter Miami. Emery and Ancelotti, the 5-time European champion club. What Unai Emery and Carlo Ancelotti have done is honestly beyond comprehension at this point. 5 continental titles each in their favorites competitions. Emery's love affair with the Europa League, 3 in a row with Sevilla, 1 with Villarreal, and now this beauty with Aston Villa, and Ancelotti's obsession with the Champions League across AC Milan and Real Madrid. None of this is luck or coincidence. Why do they keep winning? Because they understand knockout football like no one else. Emery is a tactical obsessive. He dissects opponents until he's completely dismantled them across 180 minutes. Ancelotti is the opposite, a master of human management and calm. His superpower is making the complex look very simple, giving talent freedom and knowing exactly which emotional button to press when things get heated. Two completely different methods. Chess-like precision versus locker room wisdom. Both equally legendary. That's all for us, friends. Thank you for hanging out with us in Al Toque. All the ladies waiting for you on Fútbol de Primera platforms. Drop us a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss a thing. See you next time.